Selvaras Janaha, a lecturer from the faculty, the Department of Legal Studies at the Open University. She having earned a LLB from the Open University, has been a lecturer, and she will be speaking to you all. Has Sri Lanka worked out effective way of fighting computer crime? An analysis in respect of investigations under the Computer Crime Act of 2007. I know this is going to be a very interesting area because the banking industry was the people who first started fighting for this legislation. Because if I have to tell you all, the first computerized bank in this country, the chairman's account was hacked within a period of 3 years, and the money was taken. Not a large sum, it was 50 rupees that was taken. But the fact was that the chairman's account was hacked and 50 rupees was taken, right, in order to show that it is. And it was not by an expert, by one of those people who worked in the bank as a banking assistant, right. So with those words, let me give the floor to Ms. Selvaras. Floor to you.
A very good morning everyone here. Today my topic is, has Sri Lanka worked out effective ways of fighting computer crimes? It's an analysis in respect of investigation under the Computer Crimes Act of 2007. I would like to start my presentation by pointing out a wording from Bill Gates, that is, we are changing the world with technology. So we are here. In Sri Lanka's criminal system, Penal Code of Sri Lanka is the one deals with the offences against property and person. But in section 20 of Penal Code, it defines the term property, saying corporeal property of every description except land and things attached to the earth or permanently fastened to anything which is attached to the earth. But it was decided in Nagaya versus Jayasekara, this interpretation given to property, the term is not efficient and not enough to include the term information technology and against the computers. So that to do the needful, the Committee on Law and Computers of the Council for Information Technology of Sri Lanka proposed a current Computer Crimes Act. Generally, computer crimes means it should include three components. They are namely computer-related crimes and hacking offences and the content-related cybercrimes. But unfortunately, Computer Crimes Act of 2007, which is we are having currently now, is only conclude and include only two kind of offences. They are namely first two one and not the content-related offences. When we go through the Computer Crimes Act of 2007, the given below are the offences which are identified by the Act. But when you see the scope of the Computer Crimes Act, unlike the other traditional offences which are only the scope is within the jurisdiction inside of the country, but the offences against the computer crimes under the Computer Crimes Act is, the scope is very wide enough to include the entire global. So I think this is a very significant feature of the Computer Crimes Act. So today my presentation is going to focus the objectives to discuss significant features of successful computer crimes investigation under Computer Crimes Act of 2007 and to determine legislative enactment of Computer Crimes Act of Sri Lanka in respect of investigation is a step forward as a knowledge hub. And to point out, having laws on investigation alone is not sufficient to carry out trial against computer crimes. To focus these research topics, I have for now used, for the Computer Crimes Act, we can use the qualitative and quantitative research methodologies, but for now I have used only the qualitative research methodology, but I have looking forward to do a quantitative methodology also in this topic. To see, has Sri Lanka worked out against the computer crimes effectively, I think that we should look forward the plus and minuses. So firstly, I should wanted to focus the pluses, which are special features of successful computer crimes investigation under 2007 Act. I think the first basic, the very important idea of 2007 Computer Crimes Act is having a term expert team. Unlike other traditional traditional offenses, we can't, by having a police officers, can't, deal with the computer crimes offenses. So we should have expert team who are very expert in IT. So that according to the Computer Crimes Act, we are having an expert team who are very excellent in IT. So this minister who is responsible to information technology is the person appoints the expert team, and the expert team has the authority to work with the police officers, and they can visit to any places, any premises, and inquire any people and get any of the data. So these kind of powers given to expert team shows that we are working against computer crimes efficiently. And moreover, if they wanted to keep the computer crimes stuffs and all, they can, by permission, they can get the 7 days of permission from the courts, and if they want furthermore, they can extend it to 90 days period. And moreover, these expert team are very excellent in IT, and they are very helping to police officers who are not excellent in the IT things. And also, Computer Crimes Act is not only giving the special features to the expert team, but also to the suspects. Everyone has the right to have their equal rights. So these suspects also, they are all these suspected computer parts and storage medias. They can have, this expert team can deal with those storages, but they can't harm and they can't destroy those storages and medias in order to carry out their businesses regularly. So here, in a way, the suspect's right also justifies by this act. And the special thing is, according to the section 3, the confidentiality of the crimes. That means the expert team, even though they are coming from outside, they have to keep the secrets and the confidential very secretly, and they should maintain the standards. These are I see as the very special features of the Computer Crimes Act 2007. But for now, we have walked forward as a knowledge hub in this Computer Crimes Act. But there are still loopholes which we have to look forward. There, as I said and as I mentioned earlier, our Computer Crimes Act 2000 is only focused on computer-related crimes and the hacking offenses, not the content-related offenses. It means we are not ready to face the cybercrime offenses in Sri Lanka in the law regime. So I think the investigation under Computer Crimes Act is not meaningful if we are not having a proper investigation for the cyber crimes also. So we should combine these two under the Computer Crimes Act, or either we can have another act for the cyber crimes law, as Pratibha Mahanama mentioned. So we should have an effective law regime tool to achieve that thing also. And another thing is, regarding this experts appointment, for now our act is only allowing to have these experts from the public sectors only. But we all know that all the IT experts are not only in the public sectors, but also in the private sectors also. You can see in private sectors there are a lot of IT experts people are there. So I think we should have a mechanism to work with private plus public, and we have a good pool to work for the Computer Crimes Act and computer crimes offences investigation to have a private sector experts also. And most of these experts who are dealing with these investigation are not ready to face in front of the court of law when the case is very sensitive, because they are not like lawyers or police. They are very coming from the general ordinary people. They are not ready to face the court of law. So I think we can have a affidavit evidence when these kind of sensitive issues are there. And in Sri Lanka, after the Act 2007 Computer Crimes passed, you can see these are the cases reported officially, and I got these data from the presentation of Mr. M. Kiri Vijaya Amarasinghe, the Director, Criminal Investigation Department. So you can see, so far we don't have a number of reported cases in Computer Crimes Act, but when you see the ratio from 21 to 73, there is a possibility to increase the computer crimes offences. So when we move, that means when I say the Computer Crimes Act is having pluses and minuses, now I wanted to point out what we can do to recover from these minuses, to make the minuses as the pluses. First is we should have a cybercrimes law to enhance and enrich the Computer Crimes Act. The second one is we should have a better evidence system, and we are having an Electronic Transaction Act, but it is not saying anything about these computer crimes, but it's very silent on this area. So we should add something, a better thing in regard that. And to have a meaningful investigation of computer crimes, I think we should have a computer forensics also. What is computer forensics means? It means we are having expert people who are excellent in legal aspects and the computer IT field also. So far in Sri Lanka, we don't have a proper team of computer forensics. So I think we should recommend and think about this also at this stage. And when we deal with the case laws of people who are suffering from computer crimes, we should have the victimology to treat the people, offenders and the victims. It will help to see the real thing what has happened in the case law and what we can do, the equal treatment and the very fair and justice treatment. And the relevancy of Electronic Transaction Act also should be recommended. And although the admissibility of electronic and computer-based evidence is accepted in laws, but regarding to the computer crimes, it's very silent. And more than all, as Nelson Mandela said, education is the very powerful tool to bring a change into the world. So I think although we have a Computer Crimes Act in Sri Lanka, and we are having a very far external steps looking forward to achieve that, and we are looking forward to how to make the minuses as the plus. But still, there are people, number of people affecting from computer crimes, but they are not ready to come and report them. So I think we should give a proper awareness regarding the computer crimes to the people, and there should be a secret and a confidentiality to bring among them, then only we can report to them. And you know, in Sri Lanka now all the schooling children and everybody are having a Facebook account. You all know that, right? So having this kind of all social media relationships, I can't, say that the given below earlier I gave, that ratio is the cases can arises in Sri Lanka. There can be a lot of cases, so they all should be reported. Then only we can, when we have a case laws only, we can go for a mechanism and we can give a recommendation and we can make our country as a knowledge hub in every area. So I think as a conclusion, so far we are keeping in Computer Crimes Act, and that extent we are the knowledge hub so far. But to maintain this standard in next near futures and all, to compete with all the problems and things, we should highly think about the Cyber Crimes Act and all the recommended things. Thank you very much for the opportunity. Have a nice day.
Thank you very much, Mr. Raz, for the enlightening lecture that you have given to us with regard to cybercrime. This shows from the Nagaya versus Jayasekara, where people argued that electricity cannot be stolen, and how far the law has developed and how the law has advanced it. But with regard to the ability of computer system audits, I think the country is now having personnel, especially in the private sector and especially in the financial sector. The system audit has become a very important factor. Those days we used to have the auditors used to come and audit the books of the bank. Now no longer they are not interested in auditing the books of the bank. They are more interested in auditing the system of the bank. So therefore, now we are having the auditors required, but the country needs more auditors to audit the system, which you have been highlighting in your paper. Once again, thank you very much.